What's going on, guys? Kevin and Sean Show, episode 9, coming at you. Coronavirus edition over Zoom. Sean, man, how's it going?
It's going, about as good as you could probably imagine. My sleep schedule's pretty fucked.
Really?
I think that's kind of an understatement. I don't think I've
You
fallen
don't
asleep.
say.
I don't think I've fallen asleep before 4 a.m. in the past 2 weeks. Your boy can't sleep, and I also sleep in hella late.
So, what's a typical sleep schedule for the Sean Meister?
So typical sleep schedule. So around 10 o'clock, I'll start playing video games. Play video games until about 1ish, 2ish. And then I'll lay down, and I can't fall asleep until about 4 or 5.
That's crazy. What do you do for 3 hours?
I just lay there with my eyes closed and can't fall asleep.
Jeez, maybe you have insomnia or something.
I don't know. I opened my blinds this morning and I woke up later than I usually do. So
really,
I don't know.
Sunlight gets me right out of bed, man. Like 7:30 when sun comes up, it wakes me up.
The thing that pisses me off is just I'm making an attempt, I'm going to bed at 2. I feel like I should be able to fall asleep quicker.
Yeah, I mean I do.
But I'm just restless.
So we'll play video games together, and then I go to bed. I just sleep,
right.
So.
Yeah, my days they're really they feel short, but they're kind of long. At the same time. Yeah. I wake up around 2 p.m. And then my roommate gets back at 4:30, and then we eat dinner, and then I just play video games, and that's about it.
At least your roommate cooks some dank meals, man.
Hey, I've been cooking the meals this week though.
Really?
Yesterday I bought pizzas.
You're like the stay-at-home wife.
Yeah, that sleeps until 2. I'm like an owl.
Nocturnal. Like a wolf.
Nocturnal Sean over here. But yeah, that's pretty much the update.
Yeah.
Your boy can't sleep.
So the people listening out there, Sean's going through a little bit of predicament right now. I wanted to bring this up real quick. Sean's trying to rebrand his gamer tag, okay? And we're having a hard time figuring something out. Currently it's okay big deal, and he got trash talked pretty hard on the internet.
I wouldn't say it was that hard. It was one kid.
I think some kid bullied you.
Some kid shit on me, and he's like, oh, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I was like, oh, fuck you, kid. I'm pretty sure I shit on him next, but
yeah,
I'm sure we won the round. But
well, I'm just saying, Sean wants a new gamer tag, and we gotta get him one. So
I want a new gamer tag because I want to brand it. I want it to be more of a name than just something weird. I can't brand okay big deal. You know what I'm saying?
The Sean Meister 75.
Nope.
So that's why we're bad at this. And
you're a big fan of green bean casserole.
Green beanie, I think, should just be it. That's it.
Green beanie is lame as shit, though. That's the problem.
That's the point, though.
It's not the point, though. I don't want to say, I don't know, I want a game with green beanie. That sounds lame.
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm 8.
Yeah. I don't think it's that bad, man. So guys, let us know. Jake Keller, if you're listening, give us something good. Caleb, man, I know you're good with names. The Bush Bandit.
Post it on the Insta story and say, yo.
But we got to help Sean out here.
Yeah, it's kind of an issue.
Also wanted to give a quick shout out to Caleb Vanderluck. He is going to be starting a podcast this weekend. He records his first episode. He's been texting me and Sean about it, and we are more than thrilled to see him get on the mics for another time, by the way. In college, Caleb recorded a diss track. I want to see him out there on the mics, man. I'm pumped.
Oh my God, that diss track was hilarious. I forgot about the diss track.
He's bringing the mic back, and he is
going
to be spitting podcast style this time.
Spitting some podcast bars.
Doing. Bangers. Beats.
So yeah, I believe it's called the Everyday Podcast.
Oh, really?
I've seen an Instagram floating around with his face on it that says that, so I'm assuming that's him. Or he's got a pretty dedicated fan out there.
His mom? I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, I'm pumped for him. I just want to give that shout out, and let us know what you think of Sean's new gamer tag. Sean, man, let's get into the biz.
Yeah, so Star Wars, yet again, for the second week in a row, is pretty slow. We talked a little bit about the book last week, and I didn't promise you guys, but I kind of alluded to the fact that I would have the book finished by now. That is not the case. I have not made any progress since last week. So I apologize for my lack of vision in the book reading department. Kev, have you read any of it?
I read the first 4 chapters.
So where are you at about in the book? What's 4 chapters deep?
Oh God, I don't know. You're racking my brain. So the book moves a lot slower than the movie does.
Which I think it benefits from because that first hour or so hauls ass.
So, well, that's the thing. So, like, the first hour of the movie goes to like 5, I mean, more than that, probably. So many different scenes like cut together. So, like, the first chapter is like Ray training, and then
Correct.
it cuts to her, and then it cuts to like Kylo and Mustafar. The second chapter is Kylo and Mustafar.
Yep.
The third chapter is Kylo getting the Palpatine. Something along those lines.
Which in the movie is flipped.
Yes.
Kylo does his stuff first, and then it's Rey.
Yep. But it shows a better connection between the two of them. Like Kylo kind of goes to Exegol because of the dyad. Like I don't know, it's just weird. It's better in my opinion. It's better.
Yeah, probably paces well, but I don't know. People probably would have been bummed out if they opened the movie with Rey floating rocks.
Well, yeah.
Kind of a slow start.
And then I just finished the dialogue between Palpatine and Kylo. So I'm like starting chapter 4 soon.
Oh, so you're 3 chapters deep.
Yeah. So I mean that's the thing though. I'm 3 chapters deep. It's like an hour and a half on the audiobook. And really? I'm that far into the movie. It's kind of crazy. I do enjoy that though. I like that about it. I think it like the dialogue. A good example, we kind of talked about this last week a little bit. We alluded to it, but the first chapter has Leia in it, right? And Leia's like training with Rey, and there's like real dialogue between the two of them, like actual meaningful dialogue, to the point where like Leia even tells Rey a story, right, about her training with Luke, and it's just like, man, that sounds so much cooler than what happens in the movie,
Right.
And then when Rey like destroys that drone in the movie, in the book, it's a way bigger deal. She taps into the dark side of all things, even to the point where she gets barbaric enough to pick up a stick to stab the thing.
Yep.
Like
because I think in the book, if I correct me if I'm wrong, but the Kylo vision thing where she sees like, herself on the throne and dark side Rey, and then like Kylo and all that, like her dark side vision thing that like follows her around through the whole movie. I believe that happens during that training sequence.
It does.
And then that's what like trips her out and causes her to tap into it.
Mm-hmm. And it's just
like cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I think I'm really gonna enjoy the book though, because of like, I don't know, the dyad stuff in the movie obviously hits for me. I like it. I think it's gonna be better executed in the book though. So
I agree.
I'm excited though. We'll keep you guys updated. I do plan to have more of it read by next week. I don't want to promise the whole thing, but the audiobook's like 10 hours long, so I'll chip away at it like an hour or so a day. So
yeah, look forward to me maybe catching up to where Kev is at now.
Yeah,
that's my not promise, not guarantee.
I will say, if you haven't read a Star Wars book, this might be a good one to get into.
That or Lost Stars. Lost Stars is still like my favorite Star Wars book.
That's one of my next ones on my list.
The new canon.
Charlie just finished Ahsoka, by the way.
Did she really?
Yeah, she finished last night.
What'd you think of it?
She liked it. I think it was a bold first read for Star Wars canon.
Yeah, it's a little dense.
It's dry. The story doesn't mean a ton. There's not a lot of weight to it. The book was written for one plot point in the book, and that's about the kyber crystals. So,
which is a Kylo thing, right? That's pretty much why they did it, because Kylo bleeds his crystal and it's all cracked. And
it establishes that lore of making the kyber crystals either sing, which is what the Jedi do, or bleed, which is what the Sith do.
It explains why her lightsabers are white in Rebels, right?
Yeah, because like she doesn't have a side, right?
Yeah.
And the bummer about it is like that's a cool thing that I think they could have probably done with like Rey a little bit more, or that was kind of the tease at least, like that like when Rey got her new lightsabers, it was gonna be white, and even like the ending when she has like the yellow lightsaber, which is cool. It's got its own meaning. Like it would have been cool to see white. I feel like Rey's pretty middle. At least she was before I am a Skywalker, right?
Yeah, but she is all the Jedi,
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, Ahsoka's a cool book, but she's probably gonna read probably Bloodline.
Lost Stars.
I'm gonna read Lost Stars before she does. So she might read Master and Apprentice though,
Hmm.
which I really want her to because that one's one of my favorite. All three of those books are Claudia Gray, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Claudia Gray's the best.
Yep. So guys, Star Wars slow. We got an interesting thing to debate today.
Yes, we do. So, as you guys know of last week, I started Parks and Rec back up. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Great
It's
show.
up there with like How I Met Your Mother and The Office. Maybe throw Friends in there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's up there, right? But the common debate that I see like online is The Office versus a Parks and Rec, which rightfully so. They're
Mm-hmm.
made pretty much exactly the same, just like in a different setting. It's like that mockumentary docu-series kind of format with like testimonials and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they're both distinctly different. But which is better? Who are we to say? But we're gonna try to. We're gonna try to make a logical point out of this.
I do think so. We're gonna work through a little bit of this kinks on air, just so you guys know. I think they do not stack up head to head fairly. I think you gotta break it down into categories a little bit more.
Yeah, probably.
So probably like I don't know, maybe overall comedy, like which one makes you belly laugh more, right? Or like, I feel like comedy, story, execution of character development. 'Cause I think it's important to both those shows. And I guess connectability, like relatability, like to average humans. So think about those real
Yeah.
quick. I'm gonna write those down real quick. Comedy, character development. What else did I say?
Oh shit.
Relatability.
Yeah, relatability and execution.
Yep. Execute.
Even though it's D development.
I spelled all of those words wrong. Okay. So, first and foremost, we can both agree that all of these categories are great, right? Like they both execute these things very well. However, they have their own differences, right? So,
They do.
Sean, which do you think does comedy better?
See, that's kind of a hard question in a sense because I think the two comedy styles are just vastly different.
Mm-hmm.
I think The Office is more of like a dry humor. There's a lot more inside jokes with that. And everything's kind of quirky in like personality comedy. Like The Office or the Parks and Rec is more like classic, like physical comedy. Like, I don't know, like Andy's an idiot, and he like crashes and hurts himself a lot, which is like funny.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not like that deep cut, dry sense of humor as much. There kind of is, but it's more like, classic in that sense, I guess. I don't know. It's like your classic sitcom.
The ensemble is more rounded. It's not,
Yes.
because like you have Ron who's very dry, but then you have like
Yeah.
Andy who's the opposite, right?
Yep.
And then you have Chris Traeger, who is like,
Dude, I just got to the part where he jumps in. Oh my god, it's so goddamn funny.
but even like Amy Poehler, I can't think of her character's name, Leslie. She is also funny, which is kind of cool to see the lead female be the big comedy stick. No, I totally agree. They're definitely different. The Office has some of the most dry humor ever. And if you like it, it hits. It hits hard, and it's so
that's
funny.
the thing. It's harder for people, I think, to get into The Office because of that dry sense of humor. Some people just don't get it.
Oh yeah,
some people it goes way over their head.
Some people absolutely hate how dry it is. Like they just don't watch it.
It's more like cringe comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like oof, like it's like a oof.
Well, like how many times does Michael say that's what she said?
Right.
And if you don't think that's funny, you will not think a whole season is funny because he says it every episode.
And I guess that's kind of where, I don't know. It's hard to say because it has been a second since I've seen The Office. But The Office, the comedy almost strictly like derives from Michael.
Yeah.
like people like are funny in their own certain ways. Like Jim gives like the Jim look and like does like the pranks and all that kind of stuff. And everybody's got their own kind of like thing that like makes them funny. But Michael's the big comedy like guy. Like he's always the one cracking jokes. He's always the one putting the rest of the employees into certain situations that are funny.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin's more like the goofy,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still a
classical.
good ensemble, but like
It is.
but you're right. Like that was gonna be my biggest con toward The Office is because when Michael leaves, that show falls apart.
Yep.
Every time I cannot do it because of that point. Like Michael is the punchline most of the time. He's
The Office.
he carries the load. Like he's like Steve Carell single-handedly carries the load on that show. Whereas,
Well, like debatably, it's more of like a comedic drama than anything else, and I think that's why people like it more, and that's why people like attach to it more. You could almost write off Parks and Rec as just another comedy if that's how you look at it. I don't look at it that way. I think it's a little deeper than that. But like the story and like the relationships and pieces of conflict in The Office are more almost ground. I don't know if grounded is the right word for it. They're more like thought out, like Pam and Jim and like their issues. You want to like root for those guys, and then even like Dwight and Angela and stuff like that. And I don't know. There's not like those kind of moments in Parks and Rec that I can really remember. I'm sure there is, but to the extent I would say the edge goes to The Office. But we're talking about comedy here.
yeah, I would say in the comedic aspects of the shows, I think Parks and Rec is more. It's going to hit a larger audience of people. Do I think it's funnier? Probably not. But as far as reaching everybody, I think it does a better job with that. I think.
And comedy is very subjective too. So it's like
So
I say that it's funnier. We've had this conversation before, like off air, obviously, but I get a lot more deeper belly laughs from Parks and Rec, I think, like on a more consistent basis. There's like maybe bigger laughs in The Office for me. I can't think of like an example right now off the top of my head. But like Parks and Rec consistently makes me laugh like throughout an entire episode. Like I don't know, like some of this stuff just kills me. Like I love Chris Pratt, so like everything he does is like hysterical to me.
Yep.
And I don't know.
Yep.
Well, I was watching that episode last night, and it's like 4 a.m, and I just started busting up laughing.
Yeah.
As I'm like zoinked out of my mind.
I think Parks and Rec has those like zingers that just like come out of left field, and they're so funny. Yeah, and I really like how the comedy doesn't feed off of one person, because like you expect like Ron to say something off the wall, and when he does, it's funny. But then Leslie will do something ridiculous, and it's funny. Chris Traeger every time, like.
Well, it's like everybody's got like a different comedy style too. So like you're gonna resonate with at least one style.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Jerry's like a big punching bag, which is funny. That's like his shtick.
Gosh, that is so funny every time. I love it.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like even like Donna has like good moments in that show. Like she's more of a side character, but like she's more, she has a different like I don't know style about it. I hate what you keep repeating the word style, but that's
no, it is
all I can really think of.
So you're gonna give the edge in the comedy category to The Office?
No, I'm gonna give it to Parks and
Rec. Okay. So same here.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think for a few reasons I've already said, but yeah, I would give the edge to Parks and Rec as well. Okay.
So moving on to character development.
I wanted to bring this up because I think both these shows, as much as they're comedies first, they do character development better than shows that are strictly like dramas and plots.
Yeah.
The writing in these shows are some of my favorite stories that have been told in sitcom, quote unquote, format.
And you can almost tie this back into like the relatability of it. Like that's why people cling onto it so much. Like everybody knows a Pam and Jim, everybody's got the Dwights and the Angelas and stuff like that. Like everybody has that. So it makes you like give a shit more.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of it being so cookie cutter, like relationship kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think this is where these shows, even to me, this is not the same comparison at all. But like, so the Friends and How Much Mother debate, which we should also do, by the way, those
next
are
week.
those are different shows because they have like 6 people, 5 to 6 people. They're kind of all similar walks of life. They there's the couple, and then like those ensembles are very similar. The ensembles between Parks and Rec and The Office are similar because there's all those different characters that, oh my gosh, like that reminds me of this person. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of this person. But the stories that they each tell are still dove into enough towards like you actually care about it. For
I
example,
agree.
like when Jim's struggle with Pam at the beginning is super relatable. We've all been there where like you fall in love with someone who's taken or something. And then he finally gets the girl. It's like, oh my gosh, it feels so good. But then they have their own
Like
marital
root for 'em the whole
problems.
time.
Like they're not the perfect couple, even though everyone thinks they are. Like there's deeper stuff to that, all that stuff. And then even like Andy, who's a character that comes in late, you still care about that guy, even though he's kind of dipshit and whatever.
Well, and he goes through a big arc too.
Yep, he goes through a huge arc. Michael has his own arc and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna give the edge in the character development part to The Office, though.
I agree, 100%.
Because Parks and Rec, as much as they do it, they don't do it into the depth that The Office does. It's also shorter time too, so I think they could have probably done a few more seasons or whatever to flesh out things or not rush things as much as they did. Because like season 3 for both shows, like the show kind of shifts a lot.
Yeah, even like the season 1 to season 2 changes like
Yeah.
night and day.
Yeah.
Like obviously Michael gets like hair plugs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But even like Leslie Knope goes through like a big change. Like she's almost like a person that nobody likes.
Yep.
In the first season, which is really kind of weird. I kind of forgot about that. She's not very likable at all.
Well, she's
kind of
yeah. She's the
like-
opposite of Michael though, which is kind of funny.
Yes. But like I don't know, like people, I don't like moving forward, like season 2 and beyond. People like respect Leslie. She's quirky and she's kind of
Mm-hmm.
Leslie Knope in a sense. But like episodes like season 1, she's like bad.
No, I don't like her in season 1. I really don't.
Like it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like I know you've said that you start with season 2.
I usually do.
But,
I like it when Chris Traeger comes in. So
oh my god, that's so.
when Chris and Ben come in, that's when that show, and that might be another problem too. So you only get like 3 or 4 seasons with those two characters, whereas The Office you get 8 seasons with almost all the characters.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 5. I can't remember. They come in at the end of 2. Chris
Yes,
and
it's like the last season because the government gets shut down and then.
yeah. So then there's 7 seasons. So you get like 5.
Is it really? Is it only 7 seasons?
Yeah, and that's just I just think Parks and Rec does a really good job with the time that they have, but
They
there's
have to cut
also
corners
there's
with The
also
Office.
so many other things going on too. But even like Ron like has a good like little arc, but it's just not that deep,
No, they all go through like little arcs. It's nothing like that major.
Unfortunately, forgetting his name right now. Man, see the Indian guy.
Oh god,
Why am I blanking on his name?
Tom
Yeah, Tom.
Haverford.
Tom has one of the better the most fleshed out arcs in the show,
Yeah,
which is not my favorite thing about it. Jerry has a really fleshed out arc, which is really funny. Leslie's obviously fully is, in my opinion. I think her development is really good.
hers is more obvious though.
But The Office does it with almost every character, like Dwight, Michael, Jim, Pam, freaking Stanley, like having his affair, like all these different things. Like Toby. Oh my gosh, forgot about Toby. And then like Michael's girlfriends. Like you just learn more about these people as their people, which brings in the dryness because it's not glamorous by any means. It's like Michael's dating life problems, but like the character development goes deeper though, and it's funny. So
Yeah, no, I agree.
So
I think we can both agree that character development goes to The Office.
okay, cool. All right,
So, relatability.
So what I mean by this is how much does the show, kind of as a presence and with everything else we've talked about, how does it appeal to the masses? As far as like, is
You
it?
don't mean like relatability to characters. Like who has the most relatable characters or which?
Yeah, like so if you were to like when you resonate with something because you're like, yeah, I've dealt with that before, like which show has the edge?
I mean, probably The Office. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say. I mean,
I think The
which
Office does a good job of setting like it's The Office, right? Like
it could be any
it could
office.
be any office. It doesn't have to be a paper company. It's funny that it's a paper company because it's a business that doesn't matter as much. I mean, it matters, right? But like it doesn't, a lot of
Right.
us work jobs that like the company matters, right? The work that we're doing matters, but like, sometimes we take ourselves too seriously or like, we have monotonous work to do. It's it's just general
Right.
business, right? Like
Yes. That's the point too.
whereas Parks and Rec is government work, which is also relatable.
Right. And a lot of the comedy comes from like the fact that it is government work
Hmm.
and like that it's kind of sloppy and messy and there's a lot of, people you have to go through to get a park built.
Yeah.
Like the park has the best arc of the show.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Well, that's
starts
part
as
of
a
where like
bit.
Leslie's arc comes in. It's like, okay, she finally got what she wanted. But then the season, and then it keeps going, and it's like, okay, where are we going now?
Right, right, right.
But I guess to that point, like, you like the work that the government does is important, obviously, and is relatable because we all like deal with it. But like, it's not. I don't know. It's not the same. It doesn't have that same hit, right?
Right.
Whereas The Office could literally be any office, and you got people like them in that office. So,
Right. Like even if you don't work in like an office, like
hmm
suit and tie, sitting in desks, like even like working at a restaurant, like you kind of get the vibes.
hmm
Like
hmm
I don't know.
it'd be
That's
interesting to see a show like this in a restaurant or something like that.
yeah. Yeah, I could. I feel like there is a show like that. I
Hmm.
just can't think of it. Probably didn't work out that well.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I think definitely The Office is more relatable. I will say, kind of funny thing, when I started my first desk job, um, at admissions last summer, I cruised through The Office like in like 2 weeks, like all of it, just like crazy fast, and it was so funny because like literally, like when you get a call at work or like answering emails or boss comes in and says something, like it's funny, like there's stuff in that show that just makes sense to what you're doing every day. Um, Parks and Rec does that too, but like it's not that same feel, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like I even said before, like I mean, if you're talking about like widespread like popularity and relatability outside of just like situations and stuff,
yeah.
that's where Parks and Rec has like the edge to me because like the comedy is easier to digest. And I
Hmm.
think like I don't, my sister couldn't really get into Parks and Rec, which is interesting. She
Hmm.
liked The Office better, but she like tried it. And she said she didn't really get it. She also, I think she's watching like the first season, so like I get it,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I guess that kind of contradicts my entire point.
So are you gonna give the edge to Parks and Rec then?
I redact. No, no, no.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna give the edge on relatability to The Office. Last thing, execution. I'm curious to see what you have to think about this.
Execution as far as like overall season and like story, or
Yeah, I think as a package as a whole, if you were to say, I don't want to say this is the question of which is a better show, but like which show to you was executed in a way that like it wraps up nice, starts, it starts with its problems, right? Like every show does, like the Kevin and Sean show has, all these different things. But where it ends is somewhere it's satisfying, and the journey to get there was like good. It was like enjoyable.
yeah. I mean, I haven't seen Parks and Rec in a while.
Hmm.
It's like The Office is a little more fresh for me. Um, The Office does drag in in the last couple seasons though. It's
Yes.
still like good, but it definitely drags. I like the ending. I can't remember the Parks and Rec ending right now.
Parks and Rec ending is,
Oh, they do like the flash forward in time season.
yeah. Well, it's like
It's
no, it's
like,
just an episode. But yeah,
is it just an episode?
yeah. They meet
I
up
think it's
like
a
one
couple
last time.
episodes.
Maybe it is like last two episodes, and they just like figure out where everyone's at, like in the future.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a highlight reel.
Hmm. And they
It's
also
like,
go through like old stuff too. Like they do both.
yeah, they do like one last job or something. They like fix a swing set or something,
Yep. Yep.
and they like, yeah, which is good. But I think the last episode of The Office is definitely better. Probably.
What about the last like two seasons of The Office?
I know because there's no like slump for like Parks and Rec.
No,
Like
not,
the show every
not as
season's
big of
pretty
a slump
solid.
though, right? Like,
No.
I think they spend way too much time on Tom's business. Like when he like gets into the bistro and then he owns like Swags or whatever.
Yeah.
The kids' clothing
It's
company, which
not
is funny.
Swag. It's I can't think of what it's called. Tommy's Closet.
Yeah, like I think it's funny.
No. That's the other one. Rent a Swag.
Rent the Swag, yeah. So
That's
I mean
right.
that stuff's funny, but it's just kind of like they spend too much time with it. But it doesn't lag as much as like not having Michael there.
Right. I know.
Like,
It's like losing like Leslie Knope or like a Ron Swanson. They
yeah,
don't do that in this show.
yeah. Well, it's like they know that the contracts were going to go up, and they made the decision to not continue the show without the big people in it. I don't
Yeah,
remember
which
exactly
I think
who.
is smart.
Yeah, I think it was. I definitely think so. Like as far as like they're obviously produced the same way by the same production company. So like the production of the show is executed the exact same way, but the story, as much as The Office is more relatable and the character development might what we say it was better. Yeah. Um, the execution in Parks and Rec just wraps up nicer. Like everyone goes to their own arcs, and some are bigger, some are smaller, some don't matter at all. But where it ends up is at a completely different place from where we started, and they do it nicely. They don't piss off any fans. They don't, try to force the show.
It was a very safe ending.
It just felt nice. It's satisfying, and it's sad. I mean, there's parts of it that make you a little emotional. Probably not as emotional as The Office. Like the last episode of The Office hits hard.
It's so good.
Hits
The
hard.
last episode's so good.
But like,
But does it make up for the last 3 seasons?
no, not in
Or
my
2
opinion.
seasons or whatever.
In my opinion, no, it doesn't. Like, maybe have Michael leave and do like
A season?
a season
afterwards?
at the most. I don't even want that much, but whatever. And
Yeah,
then
because like the whole Robert California thing, there's some good episodes in there. It's just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't really hit for me.
no, and like the lull that you probably feel is like that tandem is off. Like the
Yeah.
rhythm of the show is just gone at that point. And then like
Well, it's like almost you should have just, I don't know. I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, this is what they should have done instead.
no,
But like
because
he leaves and it's like a big emotional hit. Like everybody kind of feels it. Everybody's got like their moment. And he just leaves,
Mhm.
and then it's like the next episode is like them hiring a new manager,
Yep.
and it's just like they just kind of move on. They kind of forget. Oh no, because Will Ferrell that comes in,
Yeah, and Will Ferrell was fine. I
and
thought,
those are like his last couple episodes with
and
Michael.
then
in
he
it,
gets
is with
killed
Will
or
Ferrell.
something. Like I don't know.
He gets hit by a bus.
Yeah, and
He's in
then
a coma
and then
or
like
something.
they have to go through the other interview process, and then that's like really long. They bring in all these big name actors like Jim Carrey's on the show and like whatever.
It's just less about paper. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, the theme of the show, the rhythm of the show is gone. Like they have to find a new boss, and then Jim doesn't want to take it, and then Dwight really wants it, and then like someone gets it, and then they leave, and all these different things. The whole scandal
and
with
it's kind
Andy.
of funny that they have like there's like a couple episodes there where they have a new manager like every episode. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
they keep fucking up.
It's
Like Creed is a manager for an episode, and it's like funny.
yeah.
He's trying to make like acronyms.
But that's just like where like they could have done another season of like that funniness of like not having a manager, which like every
Yeah.
business goes through, which is really funny. But like
that could have almost been funnier than having to try to find a manager itself.
and
If
then
there's
that's
just like
but then that's
the
last season.
understanding that there is no manager.
Yep. But then that's the last season. Like that's it. That's done. Like do the episode that they did, be done with it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's like they've held on to something too long, and that's what it feels like. Like it
And
feels like
that's not like an original thought. Like a lot of people have been saying that like since it stopped airing. It's like how to ruin like a perfect show.
Yeah.
By making it go on too long.
Yep.
Like they tried to milk it for everything they could.
and that's where I think like Parks and Rec just did it. They cut it off when it was ready to be done. As much as I would like to see more, I would have liked to see character stuff fleshed out better. It's fine that they didn't.
Yeah, I think Steve Carell came out like recently and said like why he left.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been pretty open about it since he left. Like,
Because he didn't want to leave.
but it was more like a family thing for him. Like he wanted to.
He wanted to take time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even back then they had like John Krasinski and everybody. They were like, yeah, we should just kind of kill it, and they did. And NBC didn't want to.
Yep.
That's why they don't want to do like a reunion show.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Well, Steve Carell's got a new show coming out, and apparently it's going to be like a similar thing to it.
Oh, I did see the trailer for that.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I don't want to see a reboot, I guess, but
No.
so execution, who you giving it to?
Yeah, I don't know. Like the middle seasons of The Office kind of fall flat too. Not that they're bad, but I don't know. I feel like every season is good of Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking on that, I would say give it to Parks and Rec.
Okay, I agree.
Which is a complete 50-50 split on the 4 categories that we had.
It is. So tiebreaker question for 1 point. Which show would you recommend to someone who hasn't seen either one?
I mean, probably The Office.
Probably The
It's got a
Office.
bigger legacy.
Yeah.
More people know about it, and I don't know. When a show gets like memed, this might be like an interesting statement, but like,
Yeah.
if you get memed, like that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And there's a shit ton of memes of The Office. That might be like the most like stupid answer of all time on this show, but I don't know. The legacy of The Office, I don't know, because you make, I don't know, I make a reference to The Office or something, somebody who hasn't seen it's like, what?
How many people do you know just look at each other nowadays?
Right.
Like when something funny happens, they do the Jim look in person. Like
Right.
everyone does that.
Right. And there's just a lot of, I don't know. Like I call my dad Michael Scott because he is Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Like if he shaved his face, he would be Steve Carell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's, I don't want to say easily The Office because both shows are really good. I'm not trying to say that like one is better than the other. It's just, I don't know. The lasting appeal of The Office is stuck around more than the. It's not as, I don't want to say forgettable either.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's just I agree. So let me preface with this. I think The Office is what I would recommend to somebody. Purely for the fact that it's kind of one of those cultural phenomenon things where it's like pop culture happened and you didn't watch the show when it was on TV.
Right.
You need to watch this because it's something that's going to come up at some point. Also, you will relate to it, and like so for the reasons that we like said, you will relate to the ambience of the show and the points of the show, and the character development will make you feel something. Like actually, you might laugh, you might not, because that's what we also said. Like the comedy hits when it hits, and it doesn't when it doesn't. And you know, as much as like the ending isn't that great, like you'll get through it because you care about the other characters in the cast.
Right. Because
You
there's a
know,
lot of like they focus on like Pam and Jim drama and athlete, all
yeah,
that kind of stuff,
I
which is
hate the
relatable
athlete
too.
stuff.
It's like,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
yeah,
the thing. Like those last couple seasons aren't as funny to me
no,
because like Michael's obviously not there and everything, but like there's still good stuff in there.
mm-hmm.
But it's more dramatic. It's not as funny and it hits different. Hits a little different.
It's different. However, I will say Parks and Rec is still a great show.
Still a great show. Not as like memorable.
Not as memorable. Not
say.
as
culturally significant.
That's what I was
as
gonna say.
The Office.
Yep. So we're both saying The Office for the better show. So Office takes the win. Heard it here
It's
first.
slim margin.
Slim margin, yeah. Honestly, because they're basically the same show. But,
yeah, I mean
not.
they're very, very similar. It's just a different office.
All right, next time we'll do Parks and we'll do Friends versus How I Met Your Mother.
God, I'm gonna have to retouch my How I Met Your Mother. I haven't seen that show since like high school or early in college.
Yeah, I watched it last year.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I need to do that. I need to redo that.
Yep, great show. Great show.
Great
All
show.
Right. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Hope you guys did too. Get into the video game realm of things. So as Sean and I kind of alluded, it's not super crazy busy right now.
It's just more of the same, man.
But Sean finished Uncharted 4, and I am about halfway through it. So, Sean, without spoiling anything, like what, like would you? So it's free on PlayStation. If you have a PlayStation, should you download this game or not?
100%. I think if you haven't played it, you gotta have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like one of those games. If you have a PlayStation, sorry Xbox, fuck you guys. You kind of have to play it. Like I don't know, you still haven't played like God of War or like The Last of Us, which are both incredible games that I think are must plays if you have a PlayStation.
Yep.
Spider-Man was in there too. Like, but you obviously played that. But I don't know, Uncharted is a great package, man. Like it never really lulls at all.
Yeah.
It's just like go, go, go. And like the story's actually good. And there's some gimmicky kind of stuff in there, you know?
Yeah.
Like some of the platforming gets a little old. but it's like that's what you sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather do that than watch, 8 hours of cutscenes.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it took me about 13 hours to beat, which is a little on the fast side. I feel like.
I mean, I'm halfway through the game and I've only played it for 4. So
Yeah, I think I was at 4 at chapter 8 too. I think that's where I got that first night. So you're right on pace.
yeah.
But you think you're about halfway through, but you're definitely not like halfway through.
No, I mean that's
how I felt too. I was like, yeah, I'm about 8 chapters in. I'm cruising through this game. Second half kind of goes a little bit slower.
Yeah. Well, this is the first.
Is nice.
So that's what I was gonna say. I like the game for the pacing right now. Not to say that I'm expecting it to be the same fast. It's kind of fast. Like every 2 chapters you're in a different location, or whatever. But I expect it to slow down. I really do, and I think it's compelling enough to where if it slows down, I don't care. I want it. I want it to kind of, dive a little bit more.
It takes its time a little more.
But the story is probably my favorite part about it. The platforming, I'm not a huge platform guy. I think they're fun. I like this. I like platform games because they usually have good stories.
Yep.
So the story is making up for like me climbing around a whole castle that took 20 minutes. That really bugged me. But also like how the combat isn't the first and foremost thing in the game. It's very refreshing.
Game.
Whereas like, Fallen Jedi, which is definitely a platform game kind of thing, like it's very combat. Or Spider-Man. Spider-Man is more open world, but like, like those are combat almost first games other than the story, right? So
right, and you got to remember this game was a launch PS4 title, so it's kind of hard to compare that games that came out in the past like year and a half.
I don't know. I mean, I think it holds up. I really do.
It does. It definitely does hold up.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like graphically, it does. Gameplay wise, it's smooth. It's crispy, buttery.
Yeah, but even like,
but I miss that kind of game though, man. Like I don't like Spider-Man's like partially open world, but it's still linear enough where that's like a perfect blend for me. But like Fallen Jedi, that's it. Like there's a lot of retreading in that game, which is kind of annoying.
I hate that.
Like Castlevania type.
It's my least favorite part of the game is that you have to go back to the worlds you've already explored.
And then it's like, oh, I've unlocked Force Push. Now I can get through this wall. I wish that game was just like linear story. I might be in the minority here, but I am kind of sick of open world everything.
Yes. No, you're not.
I love like a Skyrim, like a GTA is a lot of fun.
Not every game can do that though.
Not every game can do that. Not every game can do that well. Like I'm glad Spider-Man wasn't full open world. People are kind of bitching about it that you can't go to like different like boroughs in New York and stuff. It's like why?
It's the whole main island. Like
yeah, you got Manhattan. Like relax. Like you're fine. Like even like I don't know. Like a game like Fallout and The Witcher and stuff. Like they're great games, but it's just like open world is just so exhausting, man. Like
dude.
Like even like Assassin's Creed, man. Like that's why I can't get into it. Also, the fact that it's like an 80-hour campaign or something
so
crazy.
I will defend Assassin's Creed for the point that it's mainly linear and it's not retreading anything.
No.
The world is massive. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It takes 15 minutes to cross one ocean, and it's not even like a quarter of the map. But like that game moves at a pace that like takes you through the whole thing, like almost like a spiral circle of like how you train the map. But now that I'm done with the game, I'm just not gonna free roam. I'm not gonna explore things. And like Skyrim, where it's like this like salve. I like Skyrim. I think it's a fun game. I had a lot of fun with it when it was out. But like,
I bought it like 3 times.
Yeah, I don't want that though right now. I want the Uncharted where it's like, okay, just take me through the story and let me enjoy it and entertain me. Like I don't want to
entertain me for 12 hours of solid gameplay.
Oh yeah, and good story. Has nothing to do like a lot of these like platform games are coming out. Like I liked Fallen Jedi a lot, but the story was like good, but it wasn't great. I know it could have been better.
Yeah,
it's a lot of Star Wars stuff.
And that game was kind of short too.
Very, very. And
like we beat it in under 20 hours, I think. I don't remember exactly.
It
didn't take us that long.
When it was pitched like Spider-Man, which Spider-Man, the story was 100 times better in my opinion, and it just did more. Like you just
the thing about Fallen Jedi that pissed me off is like your whole goal of the game is to find this holocron that has the names of all the Jedi Force sensitive children that you could train to fight the Empire with. And then, spoiler alert, for those of you who haven't seen it or played it, you just say, fuck it, I'm gonna destroy it. It's not our right to take these kids.
Yeah.
The Force will guide us to them. And I'm like, so you just spent like
I
15
spent
hours
Yep.
finding a box and you don't even want it? I don't know. That's the thing with that game. The ending kind of flopped for me.
The
But like
Vader stuff's
Spider-Man,
cool.
the ending of Spider-Man fucking hits, dude.
That was good. That was good.
I still want to replay that game.
That's even like where like this game, like
I platted that game.
Uncharted, I'm excited for the ending because I know
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. And you talk about God of War, like those satisfying things. Even going back to like our Office versus Parks and Rec, the last episode might hit of The Office more, but it doesn't feel good. Whereas like Fallen Jedi is the same way. We're gonna throw Vader in here. You're gonna get your ass kicked by this guy. It's gonna be sick, but why? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And that's
I love seeing Vader in there, but it also, I mean, it just kind of contradicts like the fact that there's a bunch of Force sensitive children running around and doing all that kind of stuff. This is obviously before like A New Hope and all that, but it's still like weird to see Vader interact with like these new characters just because it's Vader.
Yeah.
Like it sells tickets, but it's a game.
The Inquisitor storyline is just not something I'm sold on still.
Really? See, I thought that was the best part. I thought, what's her name?
This has been the best
Trilla.
Yeah.
I think Trilla had the best storyline in that game. I don't give a shit about Cal Kestis.
I agree. I'm talking about Inquisitors in the concept of Inquisitors.
The Jedi Hunters?
How they're Jedi killers. Yeah, and there's 9 of them, like whatever, and Vader trained them, and then he's apparently going to take over Palpatine with these things and whatever. It's a cool concept. I think it was executed very poorly, and it was executed poorly in Rebels, not in this game.
Yeah, I think they're good at like not widely used. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't bring them in everything.
It's cool that they have it. It's just like it feels like a.
But like, let's see Vader get his hands dirty. Like, I'd rather see that than 9 randoms that I don't care about. So,
yeah, I mean that's fair. But that's where like this game, like I don't know, kind of makes me give a shit more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Trilla was like kidnapped and tortured, and she didn't really have a choice.
Yeah,
and this is like the life she lives.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, Uncharted, it's going really well. I'm excited.
Play it if you have PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
it's free download. Doesn't cost you anything.
We'll do a full story review next week and finish it.
And I even jumped in because I never really grew up with a PlayStation. I don't know if that's been documented on this podcast or not, but I never played like the other Uncharted games. I know there's 3 other ones, which are actually free on PlayStation right now. So go check those out if you want. I might. I don't know. I'm kind of debating on it. I already have it.
This game will dictate if I play those or not.
Yeah, the problem is like this game is so crispy. It's so smooth looking. It looks gorgeous. It plays well. The other games are a drop off, man.
Well, yeah,
it's like back to a PlayStation 2, and it's clunky and I don't know.
Yeah,
it might be cool to get some context, but I wasn't like lost on the story. It fills you in enough. You don't really need to know anything.
Yep.
There might be some more like deep cuts of like references to the other games, but you don't really need to know it.
Yeah,
This game, but yeah, that's about it. Uncharted, play it.
I will say,
God of War.
Sean and I hopped back on Apex last night. Felt really good, man. It felt really good.
Bro, I was frying too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know why, but man, Kings Canyon, the old map, feels great, man. I miss the old map.
Yeah, dude, that game. I know we talk a lot about Warzone on the podcast and how it's kind of like the fleshed out. I don't want to say perfect VR, but it's pretty
damn close.
Damn close. Apex does so much.
It's not for all
right.
the hackers on PC.
Yeah,
yeah.
Apex does so much right though too. It really does.
The thing I like about Apex is that it's different. It's not. I mean, Fortnite is kind of dying right now.
Yeah.
Which,
thank God.
Whatever. But it's not the milsim, like super realistic stuff that everybody tries to do. Like that's what Blackout tried to do, kind of.
Yep.
And that was like overcomplicated. But Warzone I do like because of that. I love the map design. I love the gameplay. The gunplay is great. And there's a lot of aspects of that game that are new and refreshing. But Apex is just a totally different like world, man. Like, I don't know.
It feels good.
I do like it. We've harped on it. We've, bragged about Apex a lot.
Yeah. It was just refreshing to go back to it. The movement feels so much better. The controls, the pinging in Warzone is the most frustrating thing to me, I think. The communication is just not the same.
Yeah, the problem with Warzone right now is that it's either solos or quads. Well, no, I
Mhm.
take that back. I think they added trios back in today.
Yeah.
But it's just like, man,
Stick to something.
I don't know. Just give me the option to play duos. Like
Yeah.
I forgot about duos in Apex, and we were kind of running shit yesterday. I
No,
mean, we
sweet.
only played like 2 games,
We've had 2 top 10 or 5
top
games.
tens. Yeah,
Like,
and it's like I don't know.
I haven't played this game in 2 months, and I jump in and do well. I think Apex to me, as funny as this is gonna sound, feels more natural. Like it feels like the maps rotate better to me. Like the positioning feels better. The movement.
I think just Kings Canyon is so much better though. I don't know. That map is fast and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean I've bitched about that before, saying World's Edge is boring and I'm bored of this game.
Well, World's Edge
That
is too.
map is just so big, and the way you play that map is long range.
Mm-hmm,
In long range, it's cool to get like 6 snipes and everything.
mm-hmm.
This isn't like Warzone where you can get like one tap snipes, like headshots.
Yeah,
You got to just poke these guys and you just burn through ammo and
yeah.
do all that. That's not what Kings Canyon is about. Kings
No.
Canyon is about getting up in their face.
Yep.
And that's the game like I fell in love with like when it came out.
Yeah.
That
So
was like one of the best things I liked about that game when it came out was the map.
yeah,
Obviously the gameplay was incredible, but like, man, the map is killer.
I
King's
like how
Edge.
compact Kings Canyon is. Like
That's
there's
the
not
thing.
long runs, right? Which both Warzone and World's Edge have. Like there's like think about going from epicenter to the city in World's Edge.
It's a
That's a
grind to
haul.
get there, man.
It's a haul, and you have to climb over those big icicle things, and it's like, and
Well,
no,
that's the thing. Like Kings Canyon, there's like it's like POI to POI to POI to POI to POI to POI. Like you're not just running an open field
yep,
or like just like a big clearing ever in that map. It
no,
seems like.
which feels great, man. Like that's where like Warzone kills me because I feel like Warzone, like to go from one end to the other, it's just too much. Like you gotta be on
Well, if
top.
you get a car, it's not that bad.
Yeah, the cars are
That
cool.
game's built on vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah, the cars are cool. I think Warzone does a better job of managing the bigger map than World's Edge does. But Kings Canyon is my favorite of the 3. Like it
I agree.
just feels the best.
I love Kings Canyon. That is Apex to me. Kings Canyon is Apex.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna drop a new map soon? Next season?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't think they will. I think they'll keep this rotation on.
I hope
Like
they do.
I kind of brought this up last week, how the rotation is. Every 30 minutes, it's a new map.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, it's Kings Canyon at night. Whoa.
Yeah.
And then it's World's Edge.
Yep.
But I don't think they have. I don't think they're going to. I think they'll keep this. They might do like a variation of World's Edge. They might, blow it up again or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think there will be. I do want to jump
No.
back into that game though.
Oh yeah, dude. Same here.
I want to jump back into ranked, kind of.
Yeah. Well,
That was-
reset your
well,
rank, by the way.
I know. That's what pisses me off too, because like I'm never like a big ranked guy. Like I never really gave a shit about prestiging and Call of Duty.
Nope.
Like, it was just kind of something that happened. But like Apex, I think has ranked really well, and I wish I cared more about it. I wish I played more consistently. I wish we had like a consistent squad. That
Well, with
played a
duos
lot.
we could. With duos we really could.
It's not ranked duos though; it's ranked trios.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just wish we had like a squad. Like the Kevin and Sean show squad. We had one more person.
You can't have Kevin and Sean's squad with one other person without the name.
You know what I'm saying, though, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know what you
what
mean.
team name. The Big Deal Squad.
Well, how about this? How about this? If someone wants to be our third and run a consistent weekly thing,
I'm begging you, please. I'm sick of these dog shit randoms in my lobbies. They are horrible. That's it.
terrible.
That's all I got. They're so shitty, man, and you can't.
It makes
choose to
you a
not
lot more
fill
mad
the
than it makes
squad.
me.
Huh?
It makes you a lot more mad than it makes me. Because I feel like, I play like dog shit a lot of the time. But like, I get that. Like, I'm not that great of a player. But when the randoms play like crap, I don't feel bad because I know they're probably the same person as me. It makes you mad because you need them sometimes and they're not there for you.
Well, the thing is, man, is like I don't
You
want
need
to
to manage your expectations on these randoms more.
This is gonna suck my own dick on this part, but like I feel like I lead a lot, like in Apex. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on what to do and like where to position and rotate and all that kind of shit. So I ping somewhere,
Mhm.
and they don't go there. They go, beat each other off in the edge of the map because they're scared to push in.
Yeah.
Like I had to break you out of that.
Yeah, but now that I'm not, like, I feel like I do a fair amount of leading in Apex too.
Yeah, so you have good recommendations and pings and stuff. Or
I'm always thinking in Apex. I'm always thinking rotation because that's how you win those games. So
I remember when we first started playing, I was like, all right, let's drop Skull Town. Let's go eat some ass, right? And you're like, no, I think we should drop
next to Skull Town. That's always my thing.
No.
I love dropping.
You always wanted to go to. I can't even remember what it's called. It's like that top right corner with the big waterfall. Oh, I can't think of what it's called.
I don't remember it.
But I don't know. You'd always want to drop like off POI. And then I had to break you in. Well, then you started getting good, getting competitive.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah, if you ever want to play any video games, please hit us up. I hate playing solos on Warzone. Even though I kind of ran shit last night. I don't know. Solos just give me anxiety, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I play like a big pussy.
Yeah.
Which I don't like.
I want to hit one last topic before we wrap it up here. We're on 56 minutes, by the way. So
glad you're keeping track. I totally forgot.
Yeah. So new uniforms.
Stream update? Is this a stream update?
No comment right now.
No comment? What the fuck are you waiting for?
You're
over teasing. You know what you're doing? You know what your big thing is you say to what is it? Under promise and over deliver?
Mm-hmm.
You're over promising right now.
I'm not promising anything.
Amping this shit
I haven't
up.
said anything about it.
You're about to pull out you're about to look. You're teasing such like a big stream, right?
No, I'm
like
not.
You're like a
I'm not
top
teasing
name
anything.
streamer. Oh no, but you're keeping it from me. You're keeping it from the audience that gives a shit. It's the audience's reason you're streaming in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna expect like a top level stream with like an overlay and like a face cam that's like 1080.
Nope.
That's what you're teasing.
I'm not teasing that.
You gotta calm the expectations down. Maybe it's just my expectations. Maybe the 20 people who listen to this podcast don't give a shit. But I'm very curious.
Yep. Well, no stream update today. I'll be honest, I was going to do something this last week, and I just didn't get to it. So just give me a second. Let me flesh it out a little bit more, and I'll let you know. Okay? Okay.
No comment.
Browns and Colts, new uniforms. Clean AF.
You know what you should talk about this? Your stream.
Why would I talk about that on my stream? Why? Okay, I want to talk about this real quick. So this solidifies my point from last week. When teams go back, throwback jerseys, they look better than the more modern ones. That's my opinion.
The Browns really aren't a throwback, though. It's just saying, oh, shit, go back to the jerseys we had before we made the college football change.
Well, yeah.
I do like them, though. They are nice.
No orange pants was good.
I like how they keep the all brown too, or kept the all brown.
All brown's
You know
good.
what my favorite thing was though? Is so they sent like the jerseys to like Baker Mayfield and like Odell Beckham Jr. and stuff like that. And it's like, this is what it looks like. Baker's like all amped about it. He's like, oh yeah, that's clean. Like, hell yeah. Like he's all like amped about it, like genuinely excited. Odell opens his box and sees the jersey, goes, oof. He kind of like looks at it and he kind of plays it off like it's so sick that it's gross.
Yeah.
It was really funny to see him just so unenthused.
I thought it was funny too.
Opening his jerseys.
Yeah.
Because he's going to the Vikings. But
I don't know what's gonna happen though. I really don't.
He wants out of Cleveland, man. I don't know.
Yeah, he never wanted to go there in the
sick
first
of
place.
Baker's ass.
Oh yeah. They're I don't think this is a different topic, by the way. But I don't think either one of those guys, Baker or Odell, is gonna fit in good anywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Odell just has to find the right system.
No.
He never got the ball thrown to him last year.
Ego's too big, man. He's always covered. He's never open.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see him stay. I think if they get on some sort of rhythm with him and Jarvis and who they got, Corey Coleman or something. No, he got traded. I don't know. I think they have an opportunity in Cleveland to be decent.
Yeah. They have to be a playoff team.
Play together, man. I don't get it. I don't know why.
It's almost worse than the Antonio Brown and Le'Veon ego. Like, check your ego at the door. Baker, calm down. Odell, calm down. Jarvis Landry, calm down. Chubb, calm down. It's a good lineup. It's a great lineup.
I don't think it's an ego thing. I think it's just a fit issue. I don't know.
Also, they have no coach.
Yeah, who was it? Freddie Kitchens?
I think he got fired.
He did get fired. Who's in? I don't know.
I don't even know who the other guy is. But, like, I don't know. Browns, like, lot of potential. Matt Wilson, love you, man. But, like, it's not this year. It's not this year at all.
They are projected to get 8.5 wins, which is ironically the same as the New England Patriots without Tom Brady.
Patriots are going to be bad. But
You think?
I think
Patriots still win 10 games.
I think Patriots will be competitive. I don't think they're going to be a winning playoff team.
You don't think they're going to get another Super Bowl?
Not without Tom Brady.
No.
I think Belichick's a good coach. I think they have a great system. I think it works. But now they have to find another person who can execute.
They only lost one guy.
Yeah, but
he's like 50 years old.
Yeah, but
you got some new blood in there.
So
man.
you're gonna put
system thing.
So you're gonna put Josh Allen in there, and
you remember when Matt Castle, Josh Allen?
I don't know, anybody. Like not anyone can.
No, their backup quarterback's a stud.
I'm not convinced yet.
You remember when Matt Castle came in when Tom Brady got hurt and led him to the playoffs still, and dominated still.
Matt Castle's not terrible though.
What the fuck is Matt Castle doing now? Nothing. He got cut by Detroit.
No. Detroit's a bad system, bad team, bad coach.
Yeah, so you're saying the solution to that? I don't know. See, I don't know. Probably not even gonna play football this year anyway. So
you?
No, the NFL.
Oh, well, I think they'll play football.
Empty stadiums. That's what Kirk Cousins wants.
Yeah, go for it.
It's like, I want my draft. Refreshing to play in front of nobody. What?
I don't think it'd be terrible too, but
I don't know. I just want to watch it. I don't know, man. It'd be really weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think what they should do. This is kind of an overall thing. I don't want to talk about COVID stuff. I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
But like WWE, they're doing shows without fans, right? It's really awkward, and yeah.
Yep.
If sports go back to like not having fans, I still think they should put like a white noise, like crowd sound, like fill and like throw that in there, layer that in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so weird, man. Like, imagine them just like dribbling the ball. This is basketball, obviously, but like with no noise.
Yeah.
It'd be like 2K when you're like practicing or something. It'd be weird. I don't know. It's a different vibe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't hate the no crowd thing as much.
I'd rather have football than no football.
Exactly. I would rather have sports going than not. I know it's a thing for the players to have fans there, but I don't really think.
Play.
I don't think it is though. I don't buy it. I don't buy they play the sport for the fans. They get paid millions of dollars out there.
So when you score a touchdown, are they gonna do dances still?
Yeah. Because they just got paid more. Dude, I don't know. I'm not convinced.
I'm not gonna dance in front of nobody.
I dance with my team. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
well, maybe some people are out there to put on a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, put the show on TV and then like have everyone watch it and make more money off ads and stuff.
It's not NCIS. People aren't gonna tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. to
Tuesday.
Watch. Oh my god. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Well, I guess that's it.
I guess that is it. Sean, man, I do apologize. You should probably do your send off now before I play the music because I'm going to cut you off. So anything you want to add before we cut off?
No. I've got nothing.
Guys.
No, wait. I do have something.
What?
Send me gamer tags.
Yeah, send me game tags.
And if you want to play Apex, I'm looking for 2 teammates.
Hey, guys. Hey, so you guys should share the podcast. Give us a rating. And if you want to be super sweet, you can hit our Anchor account and support us with money to keep the podcast going.
Or if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, we're doing this through Zoom now, so it might be possible.
Yeah, we could totally take calls if you guys are interested. So with that being said, it is episode 9 in the books.
Whoa, big episode 10.
It's episode 9.
Next week's episode 10.
Oh, yeah. All right. See you guys.